Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about reading a woman's energy when you're cold approaching, and I just wanted to give you a small example today. That's the only purpose of today's talk. I've done talks about this previously, and I actually want to circle back and make a longer discussion about it because the last time I recorded this one, I wasn't really expressing the message as efficiently as I wanted to. So we'll circle back and talk to that. But if you've been listening to me for a while, you've probably heard this before, but I just wanted to give you a real-world example from my day the other day about what it looks like when a woman is not feeling your energy. And I'm always saying that's your paramount number one thing you should be looking at and looking for when you do these cold approaches. There's just nothing else. All you're there to do is just to feel out her energy. And if it's good energy, you make a move, you make an attempt at exchanging contacts, and if it's bad energy, you just move on. You don't offer anything. You don't try to get her number. You don't try to do anything. You exit the situation cordially and politely. So, as I said, I just wanted to paint a picture because, once again, unless you've done this stuff a few times, like it might be hard for you to make a read on like what good and bad energy looks like. So today, I'm going to explain to you what bad energy looks like, or what a woman who doesn't want to talk looks like. And you would think these things would be apparent, but for most of us guys, when you first start doing this, your brain is just in another place. You're not always like paying attention to like what she's doing and her actions and her body language and all this kind of stuff. And I know that sounds weird. I mean, you would think from an outsider looking in, you would think those things to be so clear and apparent, but it's not. When you're in the heat of the moment, when you're in that like moment of excitement, when you're in there doing this stuff, when you've got your nerves pumping some adrenaline through your veins, and you're a little bit nervous, of course, several times you do this stuff till you get more natural and you get more comfortable with it. You miss a lot of these things, okay? And that's the reason why I want to talk about this today, so you can just sit back in a third-person perspective and imagine you were watching me doing my thing this day. So it was a simple situation. I was doing some grocery shopping in Trader Joe's the other day, and there was a girl that I wanted to talk to, and it was the same sort of setup where I approached her and asked her something about if she was from the area or something, or I thought she looked like somebody that I'd recognized from my past, and I always use that as a good lead-in to open up a conversation. But then from there, you can just naturally evolve to some other things about, oh, okay, where are you from? What do you do around here? What sort of work are you into? Any number of things. You can easily evolve a conversation out of something like that. But yeah, the woman was just giving me kind of I wouldn't say one word, but like shorter answers, right? And it very quickly evolved from just like a casual, friendly conversation where she was smiling to she realized at some point what I was up to, and that I was interested in a little bit more than just the plain simple query about whether or not she was this person from my past that I thought she was. And when the conversation started to go that way, her answers started to get shorter. She didn't ask me any questions back. She physically started to move her body down the aisle, like towards these products that she was trying to look at on that aisle. And it got to the point where like she physically kneeled down in the aisle right in front of me, and she was looking at I can't even remember, it was rice or pasta or something like that, whatever aisle we were on. But yes, she physically moved away, and I was still continuing to ask her questions for a short period of time. But when it got to the point where like she was on the ground and I was still standing exactly in the same spot where I had started the conversation at, and she was down looking at her stuff and clearly just trying to concentrate on what she was doing, and clearly trying to move on about her day, and clearly physically, as you can see, once again, from a third-person perspective here, this person physically moved their body away from you. They intentionally moved the conversation away from that moment. They were no longer interacting. They were just kind of giving you these one-word, simple answers back when I was asking her things. And so all of those things collectively in a person's mind, of course, tells you that they're not into that moment. They're not interested in talking to you. They're probably not interested in what you're interested in. And I feel like that's like 99.9% of the times the way that these things go down. And yeah, maybe there's somebody said for like some girls that might just be really shy and really awkward. They almost like don't know how to act in a situation like that because you catch them so off guard and they don't know how to handle themselves. But that's not most of the time. That's not most people. most women have this natural inclination to put distance between you physically and from a conversational standpoint when they're not feeling you. And that right there is the moment when you do what I'm telling you to do. You cordially exit the situation. You don't make an attempt to exchange contacts. You don't try to do anything further. You don't throw anything out there. You don't give her anything to reject, because you probably know the way it's going to go down. It's not worth it, and you move on about your day, okay? And that's exactly what I did. And, when, as I said, all those things collectively started to happen in that short moment. And this was maybe over the course of 3 to 5 minutes or something like that. It was a quick interaction, but I made that read. And I politely and kindly just said, hey, it was nice chatting to you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I did an about face, and I turned the complete opposite direction with my shopping basket. And I walked the other direction, and that was it. And the moment was done. And there was nothing to beat yourself up about the rest of the day, nothing to hang your head about. It goes back to that whole ones and zeros stuff that I'm talking about. That was just a zero. You move on to the next one, and you don't dwell on it. And it's as simple as that. It's as easy as that. The rejections start to not affect you at all anymore when you learn to operate this way. But so much of that big key piece that I'm trying to convey to you guys here is you have to get good on making that read. You have to be thinking about reading her energy in the moment. I know that's hard. I know it is like an added piece of brain processing that you need to do when you're just trying to have a conversation. You're just trying to come up with things to talk with a stranger about, which is very hard to do, mind you. It's difficult to do this. It is hard to make a read, but hopefully my little story there is something that you can remember, or something that next time you're out there and about in a situation, you'll think about this little one. And if a woman's exhibiting any number of these sorts of behaviors and sorts of things that she's doing in the moment, there's your cue to just cordially exit the situation. Leave it alone. Move on. She's not feeling it, and it's fine. It's totally cool. Not everybody in this world is going to like you. Not every stranger you walk up to is going to be into you. Big surprise, right? But you move on, okay? All right, guys. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And we'll talk again real soon.